Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Tiger Talk on the Boot Hill Sports Network. I am, of course, the Tigers, Jeremy Abrams, going alongside head coach, Coach Dom G. Coach, it's a pleasure to have you here. Before we get into last Friday night football game and the upcoming game, we'd just like to say that our thoughts and prayers go out to all those that were affected by the three words you never want to hear, high school shooting. Unfortunately, there was one at Appalachia High School in Georgia today. And again, our thoughts and prayers go out to the community, family, and friends. It's something that's it's a dark place and just should not ever happen. But we'll move on. And we're going to get into the game. Coach G, how's your week been since big win? Congratulations, by the way, big win. Opening week of 2024.
That was good. We got some ice bath time in all weekend, and on Monday, last pad practice. So, going to walk through feeling pretty good, and we were able to fix and address some of the things that we did wrong on Friday, but overall, not a bad week.
Well, we should tell you about some of the things you did wrong. Obviously, you did some things right coming up with the 41-20 victory. What would you say that you worked on? What are you improving on from Friday night?
I think a big thing for us was we had to get a little comfort at 3-3 stack, and again, we probably won't see one for a bit, but the elements of it we really wanted to work on. That tight pressure coming in from the back or defensive backfield. I think that was a big thing that kind of held us up going into the second quarter. And again, there's just a comfort level of we'll go back to usually you're playing that in the jamboree and doing all that stuff. We had a really closed door summer, so we really only did 2 summer events. So there comes an adjustment period in that first game as you're really trying to get rolling. And I think as I broke down the film more, there was a lot of run plays where we were just a little block away, a chip away here, hand placement here. So we kind of tailored our individual periods to that. Sam ended up picking up the pace after the first quarter, so that gave us a lot of comfort going back into our bread and butter run plays. Again, like I talked about all week, we had those interceptions. Really, I didn't hate them. One of them makes me lose sleep at night, but the other two, I mean, you contest a one-on-one jump ball. You hope you come down with it. That's a gamble that we're going to be willing to take, especially with our taller receivers. We lost the battle on that one. Okay, you want to lose them. And then we just want to be very sure-handed, so we did a lot of the really breaking down of where we're dropping the balls in those places, and we really hammered those points home all week to kind of a roundabout. All those little mistakes that we made going into week 2, and then let's just not dwell on the fact that we had made all those little mistakes. I mean, you beat a football team that won 7 games last year by 21 points. I mean, the only other team to score that many on them last year was Simmons. I mean, we're talking 3 picks, 2 pick sixes. There's a lot of good that came into that game and a lot of things that we can build on. As a coach, the things that made me lose sleep at night was like, it's sad. Makes me lose sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Well, let's start right from the beginning. The onside kick, that catch you by surprise?
It didn't catch us by surprise. We were screaming it. But I think we switched our kickoff return this year. We ran the standard, basic, Kate used the term like Madden kickoff return last year. We switched it up this year to kind of really highlight the fact that we can get under balls instead of backpedaling for them. I think that was the kid who fumbled that was his first time really on the varsity football field. Really on it. So I think his nerves kind of got to him. We're screaming, move up, move up, move up, and that ball went right into his hands. He was, oh!
Looked like it bounced right off the
Yeah, the ball. I was like, oh, is that how the season's going to go? But,
well, see, I'm glad that you say that because I jinxed you. I thought I jinxed you. I said they say in some things like the new year, whatever you do is the first thing that happens when you start something. It's how it's going to go with the rest of the year. And then the onside kick happened. And I said, I hope Coach D doesn't hear about this, but luckily it turned out. This is my next question. So they go 4 and out. Were you expecting a punt there because of the field position?
I didn't see their punter warm up at all pregame.
Okay. Well, see, that's the thing. Where the field position was at in high school football, a lot of times, just like when with PATs and 2-point conversions, they go for 2-point. That's kind of the standard sometimes around here. But the first 2 times they went in, the second time that they were on 4th down, they were deep in their own territory. They were around the 25-yard line and still with no punter. So I didn't know if they didn't have trust in their punting game, because once we finally did see the kicker come out, it was he had delayed on it. I mean, he got a good 40-yard punt off. So I'm not sure what that was all about, but that had to help a little bit with the field position and set you up for that the early 14-0 lead.
I think they were testing our discipline. You've got, I mean, that call I probably wouldn't have made as a head coach. I mean, trust me, you guys have seen, I mean, especially you, I've seen the last 2 years, I really don't like punting. I'd rather go for it. I mean, win it out, run it out. So, when they didn't get their punt formation, I'm like, oh, is this where we're going to play today? Because I have faith in my defense. I mean, they did their job.
Yeah, I thought so too. So Mahler comes in, they get their 6, they go for the kick, and I'm pretty sure it was about 4 foot off the ground, line drive under the goalpost, so that kept it 46. You guys started rolling away with it, and it looked like, I'm not going to be the first one to say this season, it looked like you started playing some kind of a certain touch football. Like playing some kind of football.
You could really look at it in the first quarter. And I'll throw Sam under the bus. Sam got yelled at in the first quarter because he was tiptoeing. And I was like, when are we going to see the Tiger run game that we've had? So if you really look for the yards per carry, and especially the blocking success up front, you look at, I think we had 4, -4, 0, 1, 3, then 8, 9, 20, 23, 40, 8, 9. So you could tell, like, once we kind of got in that groove, my comfort level of that game kind of swung back in favor, if that makes sense. I mean, you have to control the ground game. And we are a big GT counter team. Anybody who's seen our film knows that we're going to run the old school GT counter trade. We got to kind of get away from it because of 3-3 stack. We don't like the angles so much. But the first time we ran counter, we went back to our bread and butter offensively, and boom, right before the half, 8-yard gain. I was like, okay. So we're finally starting to settle in, and then it kind of just took off.
Absolutely. It seemed like the entire team, from where I was sitting anyway, there was a comfort level going in at half. It looked like you guys you were using the tools that you had and what you've been working on all summer long. It was coming together. Then in the second half, he still came out, he scored. It started, and I wasn't ready to say nails or talk, but it started to look like the corner away. His game was going to go over. No mercy clock and ball, but then all of a sudden, Malden got on a little bit of a run there. Mm-hmm. My biggest question, because I'm right there, all the fans right underneath me. What was the mentality between you, the staff, and especially the players when Malden pulled in to make it 28-20, so it was a 1-score game when they had been down so much? They were down, I think at one point it was a 3-score game, so it was 28-20, and fans were riled up. With Carutherville fans, their heads are starting to get down a little bit. What was it like on the sideline?
It was kind of a gut check time. I think we called the timeout there and pulled the offense in. Right now, it's up to you guys. I mean, when it boils down to it, the coaches, we can come up with X's and O's and all that kind of stuff, but it comes down to Jimmy's and Joseph, boys can punch. And I was like, is this how we want to start? We should let these guys fall back. And then boom, 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 boom. 41, whatever it was, 41-20 later. I think that our team growth over the last 3 years, especially from last year to this year, last year's team was that game. And I'm not saying because we were bad, I'm saying because the off-season of mental toughness that these guys went through, probably not one of the off-season. It would have been a little tougher. I didn't have that sense of panic that, okay, we're only up by 8, we've let them fall back a little bit. I was like, oh. I kind of had the, well, it's obviously these kids are actually going to buck up. They did. They played a phenomenal second half, I think. I mean, I'm not saying it was perfect by any means. But when you look at And we had almost 400 yards on offense. We were very pleased with it. 3 turnovers on defense. Can't complain.
Well, I've got to say this, and the first time I've ever got to say this in my years of covering high school football. Congratulations on not only the opening game of the season, not one flag in the first quarter whatsoever.
This first for me.
I mean, I was absolutely shocked that there was a flag, and it was actually against, I think, Fraser.
Flying in hate power.
2 or 3 totals.
Yeah, I mean, we had a pretty, I mean, the crew kept kind of let the kids play. I mean, there was definitely things that should have been called throughout the game. I'm very appreciative of the fact that they let the kids play.
Right.
But, I mean, we were able to play physical on offense and defense within the confines of the rules, which is really encouraging. Defense was really, really aggressive. I think my fullback, Trayshawn Mays, had a fantastic game at fullback and linebacker. He's only a sophomore. And I'm very pleased with what he did, and yeah, very good.
How much do you think, or do you think, what I counted, seven fumble snaps, 7 snaps in the dirt by St. Pius? That was an ongoing thing all night long. Obviously, help for his defense, but they just couldn't get it right.
I mean, I know they graduated some guys because you could definitely tell who the younger guys were and the older guys were. Like number 18 on their team, that guy he felt like he was 7 feet tall. He's huge. And he's the one that caught that 50-50 ball in the end zone.
Yep.
But what it boils down to, I mean, the center quarterback exchange is so important that I think as a coach, and you can read it on his face, because very times, I mean, you go on this looking across the field, what's this guy thinking? Set down, has a feeling, blah, blah, because that makes a difference on what you're going to get. You can tell they're frustrated with that part. I hope he gets better, but I think we'll be simple on the rest brush.
The last thing I'll ask you about St. Pius, their starting quarterback, Hilton, was knocked out of the game early in the first quarter, returned. Eckridge did the rest of the work. Have you heard anything about that?
I talked to their athletic director Tuesday, and everybody went out healthy, and we're just kind of talk back and forth about the game and the procedure and all that. So, as far as I know, he's pretty good.
Okay. We didn't get any word from the booth, and like I said, never saw him come back in, but I did see him on the sideline. Looked like leg, but who knows? Before we get to the big plays, there's something that really goes, it seems like unannounced, unpaid attention to, and especially in high school football. What is it like to have a Jermaine Carruthers adding on, going 5 for 5 for PATs?
It's pretty nice.
I mean, that is something I've not seen.
It's nice to not to be stressed out.
Yeah, because there were no battles.
I mean, there was a one snap that we ended up having a fire on.
Right. But when he got his foot to the ball,
when his foot touches the ball, it's pretty much a guarantee it's going to be.
Do you think about that? This is the thing people don't think about because it's just 1 point. You had 5 points out of that. If that one that you're talking about that had to kind of scramble. See, that's a touchdown. That's an extra touchdown just by a kicker. And that is unheard of in high school football, at least in the Southeast Missouri. I'm not sure. Go up to where they recruit for that kind of stuff. That may be different. But down here, like I said, I've been covering high school football for a long time. 5 for 5 points just from Jermaine Carruthers. And he has some big hits on the kickoff as well, too.
Jermaine, he's starting right tackle, starting the end. Last year he started 7 games for us and had 85 tackles, 35 of them with TFLs. Like he's phenomenal.
So, final score is 41-20. I think that's a fair enough way. I did some pretty good beating. I think you looked at the score, and they do have a decent team. You can tell they were young. They had a couple backups play. So moving on, and of course I know you very well. You're not going to give me too much, but let's talk about Malden. Malden's coming off of a very lopsided loss. How much does that mean? Just just before even looking at stats, we need to score, 58-7 before they even see who they play. What does that mean to the team? They're going to see it too.
It's Dexter. I mean, if you look at it, I mean, regardless of the score, you play a Dexter team, they're senior loaded, they're huge. I mean, I bet they're still in the Central. I would not be surprised if they went undefeated once. Yeah, they lost to a really, really good Dexter football team.
Okay.
They also had an 88-yard kickoff return. They also have a really mobile quarterback that was able to break through the first level of defense and gain 10, 12 yards on a couple carries. He can throw the deep ball relatively well. So, I mean, if we look at the score of just 58 to whatever, you're like, oh, well, 58 to whatever when you're playing a team 3 times your size that has 25 seniors on it. I mean, that makes a difference.
Makes a huge difference.
Second, we also got to realize, like, Coach Poley, this is his first year there. So as the season progresses, they're going to get increasingly better. Coach Poley, Coach Sykeston. When I got here, he and I became really good friends. So I know the kind of guy he is. I know the kind of football coach he is. So he's going to get those guys as prepared for us as possible. I mean, most people know what Carruthersville's going to do when you get out there.
Run first.
And so I have no doubt that they're going to be ready for us. But, I mean, a loss is a loss, yes. A big loss is a big loss, yes. But I think the big thing is we can't decide if they lost to a phenomenal team.
Right. So, video, what you're looking forward to. And I believe Mark with Video Sports Network did an interview with Coach Bowley. Seems like a stand-up guy. He's had his, he's got his foot in water all over the area. And, he just seems like and I think he'll have a good program. I look forward to the game. Now, we know all about Carruthersville defense, but here's the thing. Let's start with the offense. How about Sammy Bryant? What does it take to take Sammy Bryant to the ground?
3 dudes in low pad level, usually.
I can tell you there was at least 3 plays that basically there wasn't a whistle yet, but the play was dead. And all of a sudden you see number 3 scampering down the field. Everyone else, and you've got 21 other players all up in the field. Number 3's on line. It just seemed like he would not go down. And he's not the biggest guy on the field.
No, but I mean, he's got low center of gravity. He's got high motor. I joke with him all the time. He just runs fast so he doesn't have to get hit. But this is a kid that ran for 10.5 yards last year. 10.5 yards carry last year.
We're ready to figure.
And I mean, you have to hit him low, and you have to get around his legs. You have to stop his legs from turning, because if you don't, he's going to find a way to weasel out of here.
And then to the other side on the defense, how about those interceptions you're talking about? Maybe they keep you up at night. 3 interceptions by Jermonte Alexander, 2 of them pick 6. That can turn a game around.
I mean, Monte's a senior. He's been around for 3 years, and 2 of them I've got to coach him. I mean, I think he's had nothing less than 8 interceptions a year.
Well, he's off to a good start this year.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunate.
It's already padding the stats.
I'm just thankful that I don't have to coach against him. I get to coach him some days. Prima donna skill guys.
Yeah.
But he's a phenomenal football player. But knows it. When push comes to shove, it's the Jimmy and the Joes, and we're very fortunate to have a bunch of Jimmys and Joes.
Well, see, and I think that it's another thing that goes just like going after everything else. But the block was so strong all night. I mean, it was evident to fans that may not know as much about football than next fan. They're saying, look at the red. The red are pushing these white jerseys. And it was like that all night. I mean, and obviously you have to get blocks if you're going to run in 100 yards. And you've got to have the physicality to go up, because that's how I was calling the game when the ball was up. And it's Jermonte and maybe even 2 white jerseys down there. It's a jump ball. It's a good chance. It's landing in number 8 hands. So we're going to take a quick break. Here we are at the home plate in Hayti. Slide on in, folks. Great food, great drinks. Come by anytime that they're open, and enjoy the staff. Very friendly staff. We'll take a quick break on the Video Sports Network.
great food and electrifying atmosphere and entertaining people. Come on in to Home Plate Bar and Grill, located at 1710 State Highway 84 in Hayti, Missouri. No matter if it's high noon or closing time, it's never too late to slide in to Home Plate.
Hey, would you like your own slice of heaven? You can do that at Little Pizza Heaven in CARUTHERSVILLE, Missouri. You can eat in, take out, or have it delivered. You can call 573-333-0490 or go by and see Christy and the gang at 503 Ward Avenue, CARUTHERSVILLE, Missouri. A CARUTHERSVILLE tradition.
Once again, you're listening to Tiger Talk from the Boot Hill Sports Network. We are live at Home Plate. I'm joined now by Sammy Bryant, the CARUTHERSVILLE Tigers running back extraordinaire. I was asked after the game Friday night to pick the player of the game. That's kind of hard to do. The stats that you put up and the stats that your mom put up, not to mention the entire team. It's not easy to pick a player of the game. So you are a co-player of the game. I want to say congratulations for Player of the Week, sponsored by Home Plate. This football is for you. You ended up with 178 rushing yards and 4 touchdowns, and I'd just like to say congratulations. Keep it up, and what did it feel like? Like I said, and I said it throughout the broadcast, it just seems like you can't be brought down. What gives you that drive to just keep going? I mean, a lot of people get hit, but it's hard to do in that line. They're going to go down. That just seems like sometimes you keep spinning, keep pushing, keep fighting. And the next thing you know, you're sprinting straight towards the end zone. I thought he had, so that's like 10 minutes. Right. And yeah, it's. We always wait for the whistle, and like I said, there was a couple times we had called the play dead basically in the booth, but the whistle hadn't blown, and then you were gaining another 10, 15 yards, we're scampering to the end zone for the touchdown. It's impressive to watch. What are you thinking about Malden coming up?
We just want to beat them, they work this out.
I completely understand that the motivation for this idea. That's it. So you're just looking for the same thing, ground and pound, keep it low.
Yeah.
Well, Sammy, it's probably the first of many awards, but we just wanted to have you on the show. I want to say congratulations and keep up the good work. Sammy Bryant, the CARUTHERSVILLE.
Hey, if you want a truck or a real fine car, Faulkner Auto Sales can get you cruising in any style. If Faulkners don't have it, they can get it. And if they can't get it, it's not even made. Go see Dwayne and Kevin at Faulkner Auto Sales on Truman Boulevard in CARUTHERSVILLE or call 573-333-3800. And remember, if Faulkner's is not on the back of your vehicle, it damn sure ought to be.
Glowing Hearts In-Home Care Service is an in-home supportive care provider serving the area from locations at 1119 Ward Avenue in CARUTHERSVILLE and at 511 East M in Marston, Missouri. Glowing Hearts has friendly, professional employees who provide home nursing visits along with personal and homemaker services to enable clients to remain at home. There is a difference. See for yourself by calling Glowing Hearts In-Home Care Service in CARUTHERSVILLE at 922-5056 or in Marston at 643-2537.
And welcome back to the Boot Hill Sports Network. We're here at Home Plate in Hayti, Missouri. And as I said, I was asked to honor the Player of the Week from the win versus St. Pius X this past Friday night for the CARUTHERSVILLE Tigers, 41-20. Well, a huge part of those 41 points is sitting right next to me, and it's Jermonte Alexander. Jermonte, you had few solid plays on offense as usual. However, 3 interceptions in the game, 2 of them to the house. Pick sixes. One of them was 100 yards. It was a jump ball. He came down with it. He got some good blocking in front of you if you needed them. I don't know if he did or not. But from the Boot Hill Sports Network and Home Plate, you are the Week 1 Player of the Week for the CARUTHERSVILLE Tigers. I just want to say congratulations. How did it feel? Is this your first 3 interception game? So this is nothing. This is nothing. Well, okay, well, I mean, I'm gonna expect 6 to go small. If that's not too much to ask, how does it feel to come across? You worked so hard during the summer, and it was a brutal summer. And you guys come away with a big win. How good does that feel to just go ahead and get that behind you? Now, do you prefer playing offense or defense, or just like Well, it shows. I mean, between running style and pitching style, and you strong. Even if the defender may get 5 yards down the field, you're going to get to the fourth ball. Something that's going to change games, and it changed Friday night, and we look forward to the rest of the season. Congratulations on the 1-0 Tigers and co-player of the week, Devontae Alexander. Congratulations. So again, here at the home plate, we want to recap. Carruthersville wins the opener 41-20 over St. Pius Lancers. And we're going to take a break. When we come back, we got something else special for you. We're going to talk some Haytide football, bring in Mark Manley from the Boot Hill Sports Network. And we'll be back right after this.